we really do try to take them and just spend one-on-one time, or either Dad and I both together, spending time with the birthday person. Each year is different for their birthday. We're making memories, but they may not always be the same.
Happy birthday!
The year before, we did a big skating party for Jason.
And each day of the year, may you feel Jesus near. Oh, happy birthday.
It's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It's Wednesday, July 6th. It's the evening. I have been in a rabbit hole all day about a influencer who goes by the name Slay by Dre, or Dre Slay with Dre, Andrea McCrae, or Dre McCrae, who is a makeup influencer whose largest platform is on Facebook with over 600,000 followers. She also has a TikTok and an Instagram and a YouTube channel. And she has been making waves because of some really concerning stuff going on with her husband. And her husband's family has been kind of pushing back on the situation. So I've been sort of diving into that. I've shared a little bit of it on my Facebook page. So if you haven't followed me on Facebook, make sure you do. It's facebook.com/WOACB. So I might be doing a video on it. I have a lot more research I need to do before I would to bring it to this platform. There is a Facebook page called Justice for Vaughn where you can learn all kinds of information about it. And her name is Andrea McCrae, or Dre McCrae, D-R-E, McCrae. And a lot of my followers knew who she was. I had no idea. She does makeup and paparazzi jewelry and sells jewelry. So we'll get into that situation probably later this week. But right now I wanted to let you guys know, do a follow-up on yesterday's video. So yesterday I did a video about some audio that I had received in my email from someone, and they claimed it was from inside Seagaville. This was also audio that was released by Radar Online. So there was some details that I released in there about how they were talking about the length of Josh's sentence, and they were talking about wanting an autograph, which some of you in comments posted, let me know what that actually means, and it's not an actual autograph, but we'll get there in a second. But I wanted to clarify that the email actually came from someone claiming to be from Seagaville, from an anonymous email. The email did not come from a subscriber. The audio came from someone claiming to be in the unit that Josh is in, without a name, and it was just like this audio clip from an anonymous email. Some of you are like, oh, it's probably from a guard or someone inside. I don't know. I have no clue. That's all I can say. Definitely came before Radar put it out, and again, I didn't know what to do with it. So in the video, we talked about how the inmates were talking about how Josh has a sentence of only like 12 and a half years, and someone said he wanted to get an autograph. Well, apparently in the Urban Dictionary, an autograph is not what you think it is. An autograph can be him getting leaving an imprint on Josh with their hands, or leaving an imprint on Josh with other parts of their body. So it's not actually asking him for an autograph. It's a way of saying that you're going to tag someone, I guess, in so many terms. So it doesn't sound like the prisoners are super happy. Okay, so then yesterday I told you about how everything went down inside the prison, and everyone was like, there was a shakedown, and some questions were arising about like, where did this all come from? And I had so many amazing comments from you guys. I had no idea so many of you had experience with federal prison, and I do want you to know that I read the comments, and it's amazing to hear your takes. A lot of you have been emailing me and letting me know your experiences, whether you were in federal prison or if you had family that were there. So I want to thank all of you that are continuing to send me information at tips@withoutacrystalball.com. It's been super helpful. I know I'm not an expert, but having that insight is so valuable. So I was telling you about how there's a shakedown and they're trying to figure out where the phone came in. Some of you are saying that phones are really not that hard to get in. Some of you even said in your comments that guards sometimes let them use their phones. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's horrible. But, I could probably see that happening. I mean, did you guys follow the story about the person, the former guard that escaped with that guy? I think it was in Alabama. I mean, stranger things have happened. So I could see maybe that happening where you strike up a friendship and then they get them a phone. But you could lose your job for that. That's why. And others of you pointed out that they have tablets. I don't know if you can actually record on a tablet, but who knows? Either way, the audio is out. The prisoners had some stuff to say, not super enticing or interesting. They're going to leave a tag on him, get his autograph. But then he wasn't leaving his room. Well, last night I got an email from someone who has someone in, I don't know even how to call this. How do you source this? So it's someone who has a loved one who's in the same unit as Josh. Do I just say a source? They are in the same unit as Josh, but they are not in the unit with Josh. It's their loved one that's in the unit with Josh. Make sense? Okay. And he's also, the loved one is also an SO like Josh. Got it? Okay. And then the other family member that has a loved one there is not in the same unit as Josh. So there's two separate subscribers that I have that have inmates that are both SOs that are in the same facility. One's in Josh's unit, the other one is not. Some of you asked, what size room does Josh have? I was told by the source that he is in a 12-man room, and this unit has, from the way that it was described to me, there is 50 maybe rooms of 5 men or less. I don't even know. It's so many rooms and so many tiers, and there's different rooms per tier, right? So some of the rooms, the majority of them have 5 people in a room. And then there's day rooms that are larger that have been converted into larger, rooms that house 12. And in the 12-man rooms, there's not a lot of space. The rooms are sort of crammed. The bunks are crammed together. The way that it was described is the only way that he would have any space to eat would be from his bunk. And the bunks aren't super tall. They have a locker, and there's not a separate table or anything. It's just they are so crammed in this place that the 12-man day rooms are kind of an add-on from the way that they described it. So the new people end up in the 12 rooms, and then they upgrade into the smaller rooms as they become more senior, according to the person I talked to. So anyways, he's in a 12-man room, and he's kind of hanging out by himself. So anyways, the source told me that Josh is sticking to his story of he's innocent, and he's denying all of his charges. He's saying that he didn't do it. He's completely been set up, and he is denying he had any culpability at all. So this is actually not surprising because he has an appeal going on right now. So he would be stupid to try to say that he did this. So he might have to play this game for a little bit longer until the appeals are over. But the source said that nobody believes him. Some of you guys in my comments were like, well, everyone in prison says that they haven't done it. And I was like, actually, I think that's a small majority in this specific unit. So the way that it was described to me is that for Josh to participate in the SO treatment, he actually has to admit that he did it. And you can't graduate from the treatment unless you do. So if you're going to go through the treatment, which a lot of these guys go through the treatment, you have to admit that you've done it and incorporate what you've done into the treatment. So it's not a situation where a lot of the guys don't admit. And some of them even told me it's almost like a badge of honor for people to admit what they've done. It's like they have credibility, like street cred, like I got this charge and I got that charge kind of thing, you know? So a lot of the guys there don't deny that they are guilty. And you have to remember that this is federal prison where 92% conviction rates happen and 90% of the cases are plea deals. So you have to remember that 90% of the people that are in prison that get prison sentences from federal deals have pled guilty. So they can't deny it. Does that make sense? It's not like state prison. So in state, they have a different set of factors when they do a case. We've talked about this. At a state level, they build the case after the arrest. So they can arrest you on the suspicion of a crime. The feds work completely opposite. The feds do not arrest you until they know you've done the crime. And so by the time they're catching you and they've arrested you and indicted you, they have all of the evidence put out before you. There's literally no way that you're going to get out of this. The feds do not bring a case against you that they're going to lose. So that's why people plead guilty. So you're not going to see a lot of denial at this facility because of the high rate of plea deals. Those that actually go to trial are only 7%. It's only like 7% of all cases on a federal level. So just think about that when you say everyone in jail is innocent. This isn't state jail. This is federal prison where it's plea deals, people plead guilty, that kind of thing. So anyways, Josh is that small minority that went to trial because he had the money, and he's the small minority that continues to proclaim his innocence despite all of the overwhelming evidence. And according to the person I spoke to, who is the source, they said that Josh is telling everyone he's innocent, that he speaks to. He's not talking to a lot of the guys, but he's telling people he's innocent, that he didn't do it, that he was totally set up. And for Josh, it's for his appeal. And then he might be doing this for self-preservation because he wants people to think, I'm not that guy. Like, I'm not the SO. I'm not the child SO. I'm not that person. That was Caleb Williams, but I'm the one that's doing the time for Caleb Williams because I'm so kind like that. Anyways, so Josh has been still standing on his thing, and my source said nobody believes it, and it's not going to fly at all. It's not going to make him popular, and as long as he sticks to that story, nobody's going to trust him. So Josh is already not making friends, but he has apparently been venturing out a little bit more. Apparently he was walking out of the building today and actually outside, allegedly. So there's that. So long story short, in the room where Josh is at, he still says he's innocent. Meanwhile, he has an appeal that's going to be going through, I think the briefs are due in August. And he has like a tiny fraction. They get 15 minutes to present this to the appeals board, and it's unlikely that he'll get an appeal. So Josh is just prolonging the inevitable, and he better just own up to what he's done and suck it up, because otherwise it's going to be a long 12 years with these guys. They're already saying they're going to tag him with an autograph, and he's denying his guilt, which makes people not like him or trust him. All right, you guys, so tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye, guys.